Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Raider Corner. It is the one and only Eric Johnson alongside Coach Bennett. And of course, the Raider Corner is brought to you by the fine people at Central Community College. And of course, you can check out the podcast version and the fan zone over there on the website. And you can also listen in to the Raider Corner right here on Clear 101 here in Columbus. And Coach Bennett, always good talking to you, my friend. It's been a hot minute since we last talked. How's things going?
Oh, it's going okay. How about you?
Not terrible. I mean, obviously my voice is a little out of it, but tis the season. I've been rooting for the Raiders. My voice is hurting pretty badly on that one. But
I hear you.
Hey, first and foremost, since we last talked, we were right on the cusp of conference play. Looking ahead, I know tough schedule since we last talked. How's the squad feeling? How's everybody doing?
We're doing okay. We've lost a couple of close games, had some tough battles and everything like that. Got a couple wins in there, which is always nice. But we're sitting right about that 500 mark. It's a little thinner squad than we want. But it's a great group of girls. They're battling and just doing everything they can to keep us going.
Now, I know you can't. When we last talked previous times too, you kind of, not in the thin with the depth and all that stuff, but you kind of wanted to be right in the thick of things. You knew kind of like, hey, if we hover around that 500 mark, we should be kind of in a good position. Do you feel like you guys have set yourself, despite the lack of depth? Are you guys feeling confident? Were your guys in position leading into into conference play?
We're probably not quite where we want to be. We're probably, dropped a game that we felt we probably should have won. So that's going to kind of put us in a tough position. We got a couple games left in the season, regular season, and going to definitely have to win one. Might have to win both to get into the playoff position. But we're going to keep fighting and see what happens.
Now, taking a look, let's just kind of walk through the last few games here this past week or so. Last Saturday, Southeastern Community College. Can you kind of tell us, looked good for you guys? You guys played solid.
Yeah.
Overall thoughts? Yeah,
I thought we had a nice game. We came in pretty confident that if we played well, that was one that we could get. The defense played amazing. Our goalie, I don't even know if she touched the ball more than a couple times all game, which is a nice thing. No, the girls came out, really played well, and got us the win.
Now you taking a look here this past Wednesday on the road, Western Iowa Tech. Tough one to say the least, especially going on the road. What did they do to throw a wrench into our plans?
They're always a tough team. It's almost two completely different styles. They probably have 99% of their team is South American players, and we're more the Nebraska based or the UK based players, and it's two completely different styles. It was one of those games where we're no excuses, but we were down to our third string goalie. And I think the last time that she actually played goalie was when she was 11. And so, she stepped in, did as best job as she could, but, we're missing the other two. And I don't know that they did anything better than us. It was just a position that we weren't ready to be in, I guess, and so they got a couple goals that I feel that, normally wouldn't happen. But that's life in college soccer, and if you don't have the depth, that you've got to put people in positions that they're not used to playing or haven't forever, and did our best, just didn't get it done.
So can us walk through practice? I know kind of a short run for practice since you're going to be on the road here this Saturday. What was some key focuses you guys wanted to look at?
For Saturday's game, or
for Saturday's game?
For Saturday, Iowa Central's they're ranked number 10 in the nation, so we know what they're going to do. We've just got to try to limit the opportunities on our goal. Our defense is going to have to step up. Our midfield is going to have to play harder. We're going to ask our attacking players to play some defense too, and kind of almost park the bus in a way to try to limit the amount of shots and then just work on the counterattack and hope we can get some in that way.
We're talking here with Coach Bennett. This is the Raider Corner. Of course, looking ahead to this Saturday at the time of this recording, Iowa Central Community College. And then we're on the tail end of the season. I mean, obviously, no rest for the willing, as they say, but you've kind of taken a look here, the tail end of the season with a lot of these teams. What is your overall thoughts? Like, you kind of hit the cusp of it a little bit. What are we looking at for a chance to maybe get into the playoffs?
If we win both of our next two games, we'll be in. We'll be safe. We'll be good to go. If we win one and drop the other one, might need to have a little help. And if we lose both, then unfortunately we'd be out. So it's just kind of got to play Saturday's game and do our best, whether they're the number 10 team in the country or the bottom 10, it doesn't matter. We've just got to go out and do our best and do our thing and try to get the best result we can.
Now, for a lot of people listening in, of course, wondering the best of the best you're talking about, can you kind of give us a rundown of some of these schools that you're competing against right now? They're like top tier here in the conference?
I think if you take the ranked teams out of a region, our region is going to be the number one or number two most difficult region in the country. You've got, this weekend we've got Iowa Central, who's, like I said, number 10 in the country. We played Hawkeye about a week or so ago and, was 1-0 with them. But, I think they were 18th in the nation. We've got Iowa Lakes, who's 16th in the nation. Northeast up in Norfolk is always a top 20 team. They're not this year, but partly that's just because of the schedule. They went out early in the preseason and played, but they're definitely a team that's going to be in that top 20 rank most of the years. So it's tough. It's a difficult conference. I think we've taken some lumps this year, being our first year in the conference, didn't quite know what to expect. And I think we're figuring things out kind of as we go along, but it's definitely been a learning experience for myself and for the rest of the staff and the players.
Well, it's a good bonding experience too, building up for the next and the next after that. But before we got just a few minutes here before we got to depart here, but put on your coach's hat there and the lineup that you kind of gave us. Who do you think has a fairer chance of maybe giving the Raiders a little wiggle room to maybe make it in? What teams do you think that might? I don't know, the hypothetical, they always have to ask here at the end of the season. Who do you think is going to kind of falter a little bit to favor the Raiders?
We need Southeastern to beat Western Iowa Tech. And if that happens and we can get the win, I think we're going to be in good shape. Again, I think more than that, I want to look at what we can do, if we can put ourselves in control our own destiny, that's the easiest way to do it. And, like I said, our goal is to come out and get the next two games against two quality opponents, but we're gonna give it our best. We've scouted them well, and we're gonna go out there, and that's the plan. Not worry so much about what ifs and stuff like that. We just know if we win, we'll be in. So I'm worried about that now. Next Wednesday afternoon, I may have a little different scenario, but for right now, that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah, I know everybody and their dog is probably asking you that. Well, what if? How about this? But nevertheless, play the game, get the job done. That's the biggest thing. And of course, we got a few ticks left. Any news on the recruiting front? Are you and the crew out and about, or what's the latest?
Out and about. There's no doubt about it. Can't talk anything about the specifics yet because they can't sign until November 1.
Of course,
we've got 7 commits already lined up for next year. And I think all 7 of them are going to be really top quality players and really help us out. So really excited about that. I think we've got a good jump start. Again, I think this year was a learning experience on, switching regions. I think the style of play is different. I think the level of competition, the physicality is a little bit better and different. So we've got to, in turn, recruit different quality and different type of players and stuff like that. So we're doing that, and hopefully, like I said, we can add a few more to that recruiting numbers and be able to compete more at the top end versus where we're at this year.
And of course, if they want to get a hold of you, sir, how do they do it?
Easy. Email is jamesbennett@cccneb.edu. Or my cell phone is 402-910-8016. We're always looking for great people that want to get a good education and that want to play some good soccer.
And of course, look good in green. That's the biggest thing as well.
That we do.
Amen. Well, Coach Bennett, good luck with everything on the road. Iowa Central Community College at the time of this recording this coming Saturday. Coach, go get a dub. We'll talk to you soon, my friend.
I appreciate it. Thank you very, very much, Eric.
Hey, thank you. For Coach Bennett, I'm Eric Johnson saying, go Raiders.